Come on. I see it. So weird. Okay, there you go. That's all. I heard it. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about being late on this edition of the World Wrestling Podcast and technical difficulty. But this is what happens when you do it live. Welcome everyone to the World Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Crater from Crater. That's the same name of the YouTube channel if you guys didn't realize that. Today we are reviewing Smackdown Live, and what the hell? That's all I can say about that. What the hell happened with this show? What the hell is going on is the better question. I don't even know where to begin, guys. So if you haven't already, all I can say is make sure you subscribe to the channel for pretty much daily World Wrestling Podcast, because tomorrow we're doing another podcast with NXT 205 Live NXT UK. I believe, I want to say either Thursday, if not Thursday, definitely Friday, we're going to do a podcast, doing a prediction show for TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series. Saturday, we're doing the review of TakeOver War Games, and then on Sunday, it will be the review of Survivor Series. So it's a podcast all week except for Thursday, unless I could think of something, unless some major news happened on Thursday that I'm unaware of, like, you know, AJ Styles is injured. They decided just to now tell us that, but AJ Styles is injured. But besides that, yeah, I have no words right now. Like, what the hell is going on SmackDown Live? Let's top from the beginning. Let me just pull up my notes real quick. Yeah, so first things first, they officially announced that Becky is off of Survivor Series because of an injury because of Nia Jax. Let's talk about that. Yesterday, I'm about to say last Monday, which was yesterday. Yesterday, as I told you before, there was a brawl between the women on SmackDown Live and also the women on Monday Night Raw. They were brawling, obviously brand warfare, blah, 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 blah. What we didn't catch on camera, really, because they cut to some other stuff. We didn't catch on camera, they showed us to us now that Nia Jax actually punched Becky Lynch in the face. And I mean, she punched her in the face because it broke her freaking nose. We were wondering, me and my brother was wondering, like, how the hell did Becky start bleeding out of nowhere? But because it was Nia Jax, she won't punch her in the face. Now, there's been debate on Twitter, of all places, going on, like, is Nia Jax a safe worker? Should she be sent back to developmental? At this point, we can't afford to lose any people. And so, Nia Jax is more than likely staying on the main roster. That's just a theory of mine. Whoever knows, like, she's not going anywhere. I mean, mistakes happen. That is just life. But, I mean, Nia Jax should also know her strength. She do realize she is the biggest woman. I'm not trying to call her, like, whatever, but I'm saying she is the biggest woman on the roster, period. On the women's roster. So, she should know her strengths. I mean, Becky Lynch is a hard hitter too, probably, but it's like, come on. You should have known what was going to happen if you hit her that hard. I don't think Nia Jax did it on purpose. It's just because based on the footage that they showed, Nia Jax was even actually looking at Becky when she hit her in the face. So, you can make a prediction that she did it by accident, and again, mistakes happen, but that's how injuries happen, because mistakes happen, and because of that, Becky Lynch is injured. So the planned Survivor Series match was pretty much the biggest match on Survivor Series this Sunday. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey is now off. They decided that they will discuss that matter later on in the show. We opened the show, however, with AJ Styles. He came out, cut a promo, because this Sunday, or at least we thought, this Sunday, AJ Styles was going to face Brock Lesnar, champion versus champion. AJ Styles, WWE champion. Brock Lesnar is the Universal champion. AJ cut a promo with Brock saying, again, he is prepared to do this. He had a whole year to prepare for this. And then, out of the blue, Paul Heyman shows up. Paul Heyman, who's a part of the Raw roster, shows up, and he cuts, his usual Paul Heyman promo. Like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, but then he was talking about Brock Lesnar, how, again, Brock is not afraid of AJ. But then he went on to something weird, which obviously had a lot more purpose later on. He was talking about Daniel Bryan, of all people. He was saying how Brock wishes he would face Daniel Bryan instead. Now, I mean, up until that point, until they announced that Zero ID, why he mentioned Dan Bryan. AJ said, yeah, he made Dan Bryan tap out. Like, he's going to make Brock tap out. Then Dan Bryan actually comes out. And, like, Dan Bryan wasn't acting his usual character. He was, like, saying he respects AJ Styles. He has no problem that he tapped out. But he said if you mention him again, he is going to punch him in the face. And then AJ, I felt that was disrespect. He mentioned his name again because AJ doesn't back down from anything, and they went to a brawl. So much so that Shank Man came out. He told all of our freaks to get your asses out there. We need to break this up and whatnot. So they broke it up, and then they went to commercial break. Right after commercial break, they're still arguing in the back, and then AJ got in Van Bryan's face again. Shane Man said, you know what? There will be a title match. If you want it, yeah, the title match is going to be on the line in the main event. Out of nowhere, mind you, we were only how many days? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're only 6 days. Five days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, 5 days. I can count, guys. 5 days until Survivor Series. And they're putting the WWE title on the line. Wow. Was not expecting that. And that was our main event for the show. I personally thought that the main reason why they did this was because, personally, in my opinion, because due to the fact that Becky Lynch got injured, whatever scenario that they had planned for Becky Lynch, they had to switch it out. I'm assuming that would have been the main segment of the show. And more than likely, Ronda Rousey would have appeared. But since Becky Lynch is injured, I thought they went with this angle instead. But boy, oh boy, the ending. We'll get to that ending in a second. We have Jeff Hardy defeating Adronis and Amos. Well, those two fought, but Jeff Hardy ended up winning. Selena Vega's back. Apparently, she was injured, but she got cleared to return to wrestle, despite the fact that she didn't wrestle. And I can't wait to go over that part. But besides, Jeff Hardy beat Adronis and Amos. It was a good match. I mean, I couldn't see most of it because the channel, the TV was turned. I'm assuming it had been a good match. I saw the ending, which saw Jeff Hardy beat Adronis. I mean, Adronis and Amos, this is what happens with the newer people who come from NXT to the main roster. They always lose the first couple times. They eventually find their footing. Eventually. I mean, it takes a while. When was the last? I mean, people always talk about when you coming up from the main roster, it's pretty much dead water. I mean, I get it. Look at Sanity. I mean, there is some, like, but then look at Drew McIntyre. Yeah, Drew McIntyre, who's in the main event picture 24/7. So there are success stories and there are not success stories. We're not going to say Adronis is not a success story yet. He hasn't even been on the main roster yet. Just wait a year. Let's see by WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, what has he done since. Best believe, I could definitely tell you this. Before WrestleMania, I guarantee you Adronis is going to have a championship match. Whether it's a WWE title, I don't know. It might more than likely be United States title, but I guarantee you, but John Cena is going to have some type of title match coming down the line. Currently it's Shinsuke Nakamura, but that's whatever. Shinsuke Nakamura, he cut a promo backstage saying that Dasha Fuentes actually called Shinsuke, but he wasn't even paying attention. He was on his phone because he kept rewatching the footage of Seth Rollins saying he didn't care, and obviously Shinsuke Nakamura being the character who he is, he started mocking him, saying that all he could think about was eat, sleep, and drink Seth Rollins. Obviously, because he's Japanese, his English isn't the best, so the crowd was chanting what? Even though me and my brother could clearly understand him. So obviously, you guys don't know already, Seth Rollins is facing Shinsuke Nakamura for the very first time ever in a champion versus champion match. Seth Rollins is the Intercontinental Champion representing Raw, and Shinsuke Nakamura is representing SmackDown as the United States Champion. So with that being said, it's going to be a very interesting match. It's the first time ever. It's one of the more unique matches on the show because they have never fought each other before. You have the other superstars there. Raw, what I'm about to say, yeah, but it will be a very interesting. That could very well, besides the Cruiserweight Championship match, that could very well be the match of the night. That could very well be the match of the night. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura, because they have plenty of time. They only have 8 matches on the card, so they have plenty of time to give everybody's matches their respective time. So it could very well be a very good match. I'm expecting it to be. Seth Rollins has never. I'm trying to remember the last bad pay-per-view match Seth Rollins had. I don't count Extreme Rules because the crowd just hijacked it. It was still a good match. It was just the crowd hijacked the show at that point because the way the whole show was booked. So you can't blame Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler on that one. Yeah, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, because during when Jeff Hardy won the match, Miz found out that Dan Bryan is removed from Survivor Series team because he's competing for the WWE title. So Miz is the sole captain of the Survivor Series team. And he said because of that, he wants Rey Mysterio out because that was Dan Bryan's pick and he doesn't want dead weight. Rey Mysterio got pissed and Tim Page said, remember, she's still the boss. So because of that, Miz had to face Rey Mysterio, which was immediately after that match. And if Miz would have won, Rey Mysterio would have got kicked off the team. And then Samoa Joe was back there for some reason, I guess just to provide comedy. I mean, Samoa Joe's gold, either as he acting serious or if it is comedic, a very short comedic role. He's always gold regardless. So you had Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. It was very similar to their Crown Jewel match. It was some variations of it. I feel like it was some similarities to their Crown Jewel match because almost to the T where Rey Mysterio tried to do that springboard thing, but then Miz was able to reverse the skull crushing finale. It was almost similar, but the difference was Rey Mysterio he tried the 619. Miz grabbed him for the roll up. That had happened. And Rey Mysterio immediately. Oh the gosh! Immediately when Miz was distracted the fact that Rey Mysterio actually kicked out of the roll-up. Rey grabbed him for the roll-up, and it was over. Rey Mysterio still part of the Smackdown Survivor Series team. And just like last week, Randy Orton was about to attack Rey Mysterio, but this time Rey Mysterio was prepared. He ran, and then Miz accidentally bumped into Randy Orton, so he RKO'd him instead. So nobody is safe from the RKO. There's clearly there's clearly a Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton feud going on. It's probably going to collide at TLC because Survivor Series is Raw versus SmackDown. So more than likely that match will take place at TLC. I'm not saying will. I'm just saying more than likely that is what they're building up towards. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell they're building up to. Paige then came out and said, hey, guys, I want to bring down, this is where I find it interesting. I'm going to bring all the women roster out. So everybody came out except for one person, Zelina Vega. Now, I guess you can argue that she couldn't come out because she was with her client, Adronis and Amos, but Zelina Vega is a wrestler, despite the fact Triple H probably never wanted her to be a wrestler. She's more of a manager, but hey, Lana's also a wrestler, so there you go. So we just gotta live with that part. Yeah, so Paige came out because she announced, which we already knew, Becky Lynch is injured. So because of that, she is no longer able to compete against Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. Thank God they did not strip her the title. I was about to be so pissed they actually stripped her the title because Becky Lynch does not deserve that. So Becky Lynch came out. She talked about how it wouldn't have had matter because she was going to beat Ronda Rousey anyway. But unfortunately, she tried fighting it. But unfortunately, the doctors would not let her compete at Survivor Series. She had to find a replacement. She went up next to every woman. Ironically, when she went to Charlotte, Bayley got any reaction, but when they went to Asuka, they got the most reaction out of everybody from the crowd, and obviously they weren't going to pick Asuka because for some reason he doesn't like Asuka. I don't know why, but hey, they picked Charlotte because of course they picked Charlotte. Who else could they have possibly picked? So, for the first time ever, which was expected to be a WrestleMania match, is happening now not for the title because it was supposed to just be champion anyway. This is the only Survivor Series match on the card that is not champion versus champion besides the Survivor Series team matches. It's going to be Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey taking on Charlotte for the very first time ever. So what I would get my prediction. I think we're waiting for the prediction show for that one. So tune in on Friday for the prediction shows to get my official thoughts on what I think is going to happen with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte. Now that match tag people supposed to be Becky freaking Lynch, but whatever. That's besides the point. So it's going to be Charlotte versus It's going to be Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey for the very first time ever. Now, this was a very interesting scenario because, as we all know, they were alluding to the fact that Charlotte was going to be the team captain for Smackdown Live, but obviously with this sudden injury of Becky Lynch, that was no longer going to happen. So we officially, as of right now, which they're probably not going to reveal the person until Sunday, as of right now, there is no fifth member for the Women's Survivor Series team. So who the hell is it going to be? I mean, the only people you have left on the roster that's not part of the team is Mandy Rose, Lana, the Iconics, and Selena Vega, if they for some reason they don't consider her a wrestler, but Selena Vega. If I had to pick, I would pick, personally, if I was writing for WE, I would pick Mandy Rose because it goes with whatever the story they're going on with Sonya Deville. It makes sense for Mandy Rose to be that part. But personally, I would just pick the Iconics. It gives them something to do. I like the Iconics. It'll just give them something to do. I hope. But more than likely, it has to be. It has to be. It could very well be Mandy. For some reason, I can see Selena Vega because that's the reason why she wasn't out there. But I would personally say the Iconics, but I know they're not gonna do that. And it would be smart of them too. You would think that SmackDown would be smart enough to pick the Iconics because they're a 2-for-1 deal. But it's whatever. You had New Day versus The Bar and the Big Show in a 6-person tag. It was a interesting match. I mean, Big Show is still here in WWE in 2018. Who would have thought? The match ended when Kofi Kingston tried to do a dive, which he thought was Cesaro, but Big Show actually tagged in, so he KO punched him when he was flying midair. Big Show got the victory because The Bar is actually facing the new Raw Tag Team Champions AOP at Survivor Series in a champion versus champion match. And then as for the New Day, they're part of the Usos team where they're facing the Raw team on the kickoff show, which makes 0 sense. Because this is a Survivor Series match, you would think I'm gonna go more in detail why I think this kickoff match should not be on the freaking kickoff show. This should actually be on the main card. It could have did anything else, but for some reason they put traditional Survivor Series 10-on-10 on the kickoff show. For what reason? I don't know. But the Usos were in the back and they were picking out the rest of the team. Not like they could really pick out anybody else because they only had 3 other teams on there that they could pick from. So they picked, I'm going to say the best for last. They picked Gallows and Anderson, the club. They picked Sanity. And they picked I'm not even going to say, they picked the Colognes. They picked the goddamn Colognes. What? I mean, granted, the Bludgeon Brothers are injured, so your options are very scarce here. But they picked the Colognes, of all people. The Colognes. The Colognes are on freaking SmackDown Live. Sometimes I forget that they're on SmackDown Live because they never show up at all. So, with that being said, the Colognes are actually a part of a pay-per-view. What the hell is going on SmackDown? This show was something else, and they did what I can only assume to be a freaking rap. They were about to do a rap song, but they just said welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary Monday Night Raw. So again, the team, well, for the Raw team, you have the team captains Byron and Chad Gable. You got the Revival, the B team, the Lucha House Party, and the Ascension. At least the Ascension are doing freaking something, taking on SmackDown team, which is led by the Usos, taking on the New Day, Sanity, Gallows Anderson, and the Colognes. So that should be interesting. Again, who I think will win? Check my prediction show on Friday to find out. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't want to say I'm forgetting something before we get to this main event. I feel like that's it. Did I miss something? I think that was literally it. All right. Then we get to the main event. Fuck me. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Like their previous encounter, they gave this match like around a half an hour almost. And it was an interesting match. I was on the edge. I was on the edge of the seat of the match because I couldn't fathom. I couldn't real out of the scenarios. The one scenario I had in my head, this match was going to end in a DQ. Why do I say that? Well, because throughout the night, they kept hinting that Raw was going to show up because they had security blocking the door. So my first instant thought is, well, probably Raw's just gonna send Braun Strowman to destroy everything. The match ends in no disqualification. Daniel Bryan gets his rematch at TLC. But boy, oh boy, was I wrong. I mean, it was a very good match, but boy, oh boy, was I wrong. AJ Styles went for phenomenal form. He missed Daniel Bryan. He hit the referee. The referee was down. Immediately after the referee was down, without any hesitation, Daniel Bryan kicked AJ Styles in the balls. What the hell is going on? Like, what? Daniel Bryan did the unthinkable. For the first time, if I had to remember correctly, for the very first time since 2012, yeah, for the very first time since 2012, Daniel Bryan's a heel. Like, what the hell is going on? And then AJ Styles hit. I keep saying AJ Styles because I figured AJ Styles would win. Daniel Bryan hit the running knee. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. One of the main matches in Survivor Series. Just 5 days until Survivor Series has changed. AJ Styles is no longer facing Brock Lesnar in the Chamber vs. Champion match. Daniel Bryan, for the first time ever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time ever. For the very first time ever, in WWE at least, Daniel Bryan is going one-on-one against Brock Lesnar in the champion versus champion match. So you got the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar taking on Daniel Bryan, the new WWE Champion. After the match, Daniel Bryan could repeatedly kicked AJ Styles in the head, in the head, in the head. Now, in reality, I think we all have zero idea what's going on. Why was this changed last minute? Were they always going to do this on purpose? Was that their plan all along? I highly doubt it, because they would have never put the whole Miz and Daniel Bryan working together as a thing, because even the local advertisements that showed Bobby Lashley Finn Balor before they were actually supposed to still showed Daniel Bryan. So this was literally a last minute thing. I have no idea. Hopefully, let me look up some reports real quick. As we're still on the air right now, I want to look up some reports, because I don't even know. I have no words. Like, what could it possibly? Let me see. Yeah, I'm aware. Daniel Bryan turns heel. Blah blah blah. Blah. Is AJ Styles injured? I mean, if he was injured, he wouldn't even wrestle the match, or unless he was willing to, just to drop the title. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that Survivor Series, we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan keeps saying that, but Brock Lesnar, I have no idea what's going on. Is AJ Styles heel? I keep saying AJ Styles because I don't even know I'm at a loss of words, guys. Like, I don't think anybody expected Daniel Bryan to turn heel, and now he's facing Brock Lesnar. Where does this AJ? So AJ's missing Survivor Series? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. His heel turn came out of left field, and I have no words. There are no words. Because AJ Styles was WWE champion for 371 days, and just like that, gone. Gone. What? I'm really trying to find something. Maybe Twitter. Yeah, Twitter totally has all the answers. I have... I'm pretty sure news is going to come out tomorrow morning when I wake up, but for right now, I don't... AJ Styles has to be hurt. I'm seeing that trending. Like, I don't. What the fuck happened tonight? I don't. I have no words, guys. I think that's it for today's edition of the podcast. I'll see you guys tomorrow where we are reviewing 3 different shows for the first time here on the World Wrestling Podcast. NXT UK, 205 Live, and the final NXT before TakeOver War Games this Saturday. Then also tune in on Friday. I'm still debating Thursday, Friday. I'm more like it's going to be Friday for my War Games / Survivor Series predictions show. If you want to predict your stuff too, you can leave it in the comment section below. We'll try, if people show, be an interactive stream. And then on Saturday, the TakeOver War Games review. And then on Sunday, the Survivor Series review. I just still can't believe it. Dan Bryan's a heel. Dan Bryan's a WWE champion. Just not the way I thought. Yeah, so otherwise, guys, this is Crater signing off. Catch you guys later.